Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dead Unicorn. My name is Corey, and we are the Tabletop Role-Playing Game Club, and today we are playing Cyberpunk Red. And you guys caught us right in the middle of ordering our pizza. I'm sure everybody was fine with mushrooms, right?
Yeah.
No?
Inoffensive.
Okay, I'm thinking, I know it's not people's first favorite thing, but I think everybody should try it once in their life. We should put anchovies on the pizza, and it'll be an experience for you all.
You just want me
And
to die.
You know what pairs well with anchovies? Pineapple.
we're not putting
I was
pineapple
gonna
on the
say
pizza. That's
EpiPen.
not happening. There's no way
The
that's
salty
going
and the
to
sweet just
work.
work
We're
well
not doing
together,
it. It's
though.
not happening. Okay, fine. You want pineapple on pizza? No one's getting pizza. We're done. Let's get on with this game. Okay. I'd like to thank our patrons scrolling down below.
They help us buy pizza.
They you want to help us out in this, please join up. We have a Discord. Come to our Discord. Discord. It's where we talk at people. And with that, I should introduce everybody. Tarek is playing Elmanos. Sasha's playing Gas. Valkyrie is playing Steelheart. I'm playing Heartcell. And then we have our Cyberlord, James. James, take it away.
All right, so the crew's been moving from New York City to Night City as best they can. They've been stuck in the Gulf of Mexico for the past few sessions. Last session, and they managed to get it on a ship, start heading towards Corpus Christi, got attacked by pirates. Now they're continuing their trip.
See, it's simple, very simple.
If you're here on this episode, well, and you haven't seen the previous ones, we'll finish off with this one since we're live, and then go and get caught up.
We're playing a written adventure called, what is it? Home of the Brave?
Land of the Free.
Land of the Free, sure.
Wrong line.
Blood
So
on
close,
the
so
water.
far.
Home of the Brave is the companion book to this adventure path that just details the wider dystopian future of 2020 in cyberpunk of the United States.
We were just discussing this adventure and how it feels like we're only halfway through because we got to get to the other side of the United States, and yet there's a lot less in that book for this part of the adventure, which is weird because there are like two different island there's three different islands of steel and ships and things welded together to make, and I'm just like, this could have been one. And had everything in there. Writing role-playing games is it's an art. It really is.
And you are showing us how to do it properly tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night in Shadow Empire. But I don't see any reason why they can't rewrite that adventure for Cyberpunk Red and fix the things that are wrong with it, and not just only streamline it, but really expand and make it better. But anyways,
well, I don't know of too many publishers of RPGs that actually go back and update adventures that often.
Dungeons and
I
Dragons.
can name a few for Dungeons and Dragons and one for Pathfinder.
Dungeons and Dragons seems to do it a lot, actually. And
But they're the only one.
They revisit old adventures too.
Yeah.
They'll make
Temple of Elemental
sequels
Evil.
Wasn't
to really old
Lost
stuff.
Mine of Phandelver one of those?
Yep.
They revisited?
Temple of Elemental Evil.
Yep, they keep going back to the AD&D day ones and updating them, at least the most popular ones. But they don't go back but a whole bunch. And Pathfinder did it for Kingmaker, I believe. But beyond that,
They've been licensing out their really old adventures to another company to make 5e updated material for it. And that was actually a great idea because you can get they're big hardcover books. Anyways, that's beside the point. people who do Cyberpunk people. If you're the people publishing the Cyberpunk role playing game books, go back to
Specifically,
these.
Mike Pondsmith, we're talking to you.
Yes, go back to these old adventures, and if you don't want to rewrite them yourself, subcontract me. I will rewrite them. I will make them amazing, and you will get money from it. I promise. Let's go. We're headed towards Corpus Christi.
Yep, you're on a
Want mine?
compared to Steelheart's family ship, a relatively smaller boat. I mean, its cargo space has enough room for the cargo they have and your van, but it's not like they actually have multiple staterooms to have you guys in. You're all in one.
I'd be surprised if they had one stateroom.
Well, you're the paying passenger, so you get it.
Yeah, and we successfully held off a big pirate invasion. So,
Yep. So none of them actually begrudge you guys as having the stateroom.
excellent. This is perfect for my corporate nonsense that I do. All of the corporate things that corporate execs do all the time in corporate land,
So the six of you,
like cocaine.
the 4 players and the 2 NPCs, are in the stateroom. All of you have a big bowl of shrimp etouffee to eat out of while you're all sitting there. And Dr. Young, she's just kind of barely picking at her food.
So we've got a whole checklist of things that we need to get done before we get to Corpus, and I've been, slightly preoccupied with all the comings and goings that we've been dealing with lately.
I can tell
So-
you blew your nose directly into your microphone, and that's just some. That just shows how distracted you are, buddy.
Talking in character.
I was talking in character. And I did that. I blew my nose in character, Corey.
Yeah,
if you
that's
couldn't
I'm.
tell.
So then I'm responding in character.
But it wasn't a microphone. Excuse me.
It's called
we're
method
on,
acting.
we're on agents right now, even though we're directly apart from each other.
Sitting
You know
in
how the
front of
future
each other
works.
on our phones. Talking on. Everybody has their phone on speaker.
We're all in the group
Jess
chat.
is definitely watching a movie right now on her eyes and ignoring the conversation. She's watching like a shark documentary.
Speaking of our little friend here, who apparently is not interested in any more etouffee. I don't blame you. I wasn't into it in the first place, and if I'm being honest, I'm getting a little sick of it at this point. Dr. Young, how you feeling?
Okay, for the most part. I'm still a bit shaken after those people grabbed me.
Yeah,
I mean, at least with you guys, I knew you were coming and you were actually working for my father, but
yeah, I take it getting kidnapped doesn't get easier after the first couple goes.
the one you shot, looking right at you, Hermanos, he was saying that after they got the files out, he was just going to turn me into a plaything.
Oh. Well, that's not.
So, one hand, I'm very happy you shot him and prevented that. On the other, having gray matter splatter on my face when I couldn't control my mouth is a sensory experience I never wished to have happen again.
No, yeah, I get that. That totally, that's fair criticism. I would have been able to freelance there a bit more, I probably would have done something about that. But it was a tense situation. A lot of moving parts there.
Yeah.
What did it taste like?
Is
Could
that
you describe it?
the most important thing?
Seawater
shrugs.
gelatin.
Hmm.
It was more a texture thing.
Interesting.
Did you say seawater gelatin? You know what? It's not important. So we need to figure out how we're going to, one, extract the information that's locked up in your head so that we can ensure all of our survival before we get to the point where we have to give up this information. Two, we should probably discuss whether we are going to be fully giving up this information. We've kind of gotten on the hook for things. Thank you, Hartzell. But I'm still not wholly concerned or convinced that these are necessarily the right people to be involved with at all. Call me crazy.
I mean, I discussed this with you at length before I took this deal. I don't know what to say. I mean, you can blame me or you can point a finger at me after the fact if you like. I don't. As a corporate exec, it is not my fault. But there's nothing wrong
As a
yet.
corporate executive, it is my responsibility
To
to
tell
pass
you
the
that it
buck.
is your fault.
Exactly.
And then fire you. And then
That's-
rehire you at a lower pay rate.
So,
Cardiac goes, Network 54 is a much better choice to get in bed with than Arasaka.
Oh, no, I agree about that. I'm just wondering. Look, we're on the hook to give this information to a couple of people at this point, aren't we?
yes, 2 people. Channel 54 and to get a copy to the Dollmaster. That's it.
Wasn't it Network 54?
Station
Which
50,
can be referred to as Channel 54.
Channel 54.
It's just him showing his corporate exec level of disregard for the competition's actual names and trademarks.
I'm deep down. I'm a boomer.
So we have to deal with Network 54.
Look.
We have to deal with the AI. we made
El Manos,
promises
I
to.
know you wanted this for so long. I got you a Nintendo, and I hand you a Tiger electronic toy.
God damn it! You do this every time. You ruined Christmas.
Just so everybody else knows, that's the first time El Manos has referred to the Dollmaster as an AI, and the rest of you did not know that fact.
What makes you? What are you talking about?
So that's
About
why
what?
you were so upset.
That y'all were dealing with AI? Yeah, of
Oh.
course.
Why didn't you
Duh.
say anything?
I did.
You didn't. You
Yeah, I
didn't
sent
say,
text messages
you're
about it.
talking to an AI. That could have been very valuable information. Oh, well.
I texted you.
No, you didn't.
You texted nonsense.
That's not true. It was encoded.
I look back through my stuff and I'm like, nope, nothing like that there. I mean, you've texted me, yes, a lot. You have done that. It's just not with any pertinent information.
You say pertinent information. I say I got you all the information necessary.
Cool. Awesome. You're the best at memos. This memo should be a meeting. We're having it right now.
I told you to watch your back and that I don't have faith in AI not going off the rails. That is literally what I told you.
Don't remember that at all from...
Okay, I literally just
remember
rolled
last
back
session.
into the chat log and it said, El Manos sends text message to everyone saying nerd alert. Then WATHC or TCHYOURBACK. I don't have faith in AI not going off the rails.
I sure, I'll take your word for it. You put it in the chat. Crap.
Yeah, I put it in the chat because that's how you send a text message through chat through text.
Well, it doesn't matter. The AI did exactly what we wanted it to do. We got our multi passes through Texas, and the information we're giving it is information we were going to make public anyways through our deal with Station Channel Network 54.
Fair enough. Just puts me on edge. I don't trust AI as far as I can throw them. And
Don't you have a friend who's an AI?
Because they're in the cloud.
Don't you have a friend who's
No,
an
I
AI?
have a person who I work with because they insist on being around. I can't trust these people, though. It's like I don't trust you. You are a corporate exec, and you could turn on me at any moment and then sell my data or my hard drive. If I fell asleep around you and you were coked up enough, you'd probably sell all of my stuff for more coke money. Should I trust you because of that?
There's a ping on Elmanos's agent with a message from T that says, "Plus, you are my morals."
Exactly.
So what you're
Plus,
saying
you are
is
my what?
Morals.
As in, T's morals are Elmanos's morals? Okay.
As
As in, I keep
And then,
I keep
if T is going to go and do something that he's curious if that's actually a bad thing to do, he'll ask Elmanos first.
so
It's a self-imposed limitation by a free AI, and it's probably the only reason Elmanos is willing to keep working with T.
So if everything rises to that same level of danger, how do we know when something's actually dangerous or is just like Elmanos dangerous? Do you want to give us like a 1 to 10 scale in the future? Or am I a 5? Am I a 10? Where do I fall like on
You're like a consistent 4 that spikes up to 7s.
Ooh, do me next.
I hide my true
Consistent
power
7
level.
that spikes down to a 4.
Was that you saying about hard sell still?
No.
Oh,
Hard
that
Cell was a consistent 4 that spikes up to a 7. That's when she said it. She said consistent 7 that spikes down to a 4.
Okay.
I hide my
They
power
are
level,
siblings.
and I only increase it when I punch somebody. That's how that works.
I haven't seen you punch someone. That was not.
It's a metaphorical punch.
You mean when you shoot someone? Got it.
When I corporate exec somebody, yes.
Steelheart looks confused and goes back to her food.
Okay, so bottom line is we still need to get the info out of Dr. Young's head. I don't know why I was about to call her Lady Jessica, but that's probably
Lisan Al Gaib.
yeah. And we still got to get info out of Dr. Young's head. We need to make sure that everything in there is nice and secure so that by the time she is free and clear to go work with her father, that she doesn't have any residual issues from this nice little escapade we've been on.
Oh,
I'm sure both her and her father will appreciate that. And what else? We should probably deal with the fact that gas is slowly descending into some form of psychosis.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know
I
why, but
have
that feels a little
come-
alarming.
Compared to the last 2 people we actually dealt with, Gas is pretty much sane. I mean,
Just talked about
Dollmaster,
brains, but okay,
Spider.
let's run with this.
those
I
2.
have.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be more concerning if I told you I have taste brains? I haven't.
Yet.
Well, now I don't need to. I have a first-hand account of what it tastes like.
Fair enough. Okay. Anything else y'all want to throw out on the table? Add to the checklist.
Nah.
What do you need from us? We were going
Same
to
thing.
go.
Big tub, lots of ice, a little bit of water. Me inside of it. Y'all watching my brain so it doesn't explode out of the side of my head and
And making sure your
into
heart doesn't stop.
Gas' mouth. Yeah,
And
and heart copy no good.
And
Well,
the
unfortunately for you, I am also the doctor.
sedative for me.
So
I think Dr. Young got something she wants to talk about.
A sedative, please.
A sedative.
That would also be nice.
What do I
I can
get?
arrange that.
I'll get some ice from the ice machine.
I'll go get help getting a tub here.
Are we doing this right now?
I don't see why not.
My shrimp.
Could be fun.
I mean, there is that.
They will go cold soon. I
Look.
want to enjoy it warm.
I
Look,
love this, just the quiet voice of
We can-
my shrimp.
we can keep eating the shrimp while we watch Elmanos do her thing. I don't.
You can. I will be busy.
We can
I'm
finish
finishing
our
my food.
We
Okay.
should finish
Right.
our
I'll go get
Prep.
ice.
We gotta prep, lady, Dr. Young.
Lady Jessica, really?
Lady Young, young lady. There you go. Boom. We gotta prep the young lady and make sure everything's on the up and up first. I should probably do some scans. I could probably do those without going deep in. Though we're gonna need some medical equipment. Does anybody have? Do your family have medical equipment up on board? Steelheart?
You're not on the family ship.
Oh shit.
The answer probably would have been yes, considering that was effectively a colony. But
When Hardcell goes to find the ice machine, the captain and goes, "You want to just use the crab hold? We got nothing else in there right now."
Sure.
I mean, it's got some water in it, but it's salt water and it's kept at a nice frosty 28 degrees.
I'll go pitch that to everybody else and see what they think of that idea.
If there's like a tiny little baby crab in there, Elmanos is gonna be like, ow, 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 ow.
Steelheart will keep an eye out for the crabs. She knows what a swarm of them can do.
Get in the crab hole.
Get in the crab hole.
I enjoyed saying that too much.
You go, you check it. Anybody want to give me perception checks for searching the crab hold?
Yes, I will definitely ensure crabs are not biting my butthole while I
Or
do
if
this.
there, it'd be interesting if there were like phalanges in there.
Oh god. Just leftover bits
Mhm.
is what we'll call them.
Just find a straight bone where it's just like, huh. Well, I know where this came from.
That was a human doe.
Gas can identify what it is. I can
Yay!
identify why it's here.
Okay, so Steelheart and Elmanos and Gas have been looking. I'm guessing Hardcell's going, "I found the place. You guys can check it out." So, based upon these rolls, Steelheart looks like a pretty good intact crab storage for ships. And the water's a little saltier than you were expecting. It's not. It's more salty than the surrounding seawater. Elmanos, same thing. You're also going, there's no lights in there. This is almost a perfect makeshift sensory deprivation tank.
Oh, nice.
And Gas, on top of all of that, you have the thought, if we just run through this hole, the cable through this hole, and I attach a biomonitor here, Elmanos can be in the tank, floating in the salt water in true sensory deprivation. You can monitor all the things, have Dr. Young right in front of you, and everything would be great. This is perfect. Provided no sudden maneuvers occur and bang Elmanos into the sides of the container.
Yeah, that would suck.
Does Cyberpunk have the Meg?
Megalodons? No. Though I wouldn't put it past Biotechnica be trying to develop that in order to gain ocean superiority.
I mean, sure, right?
I mean, you put a cyber brain in one of those,
Right. That's what
becomes
happened to
a
the Loch Ness
scary
Monster. I heard.
bioweapon to use. All right, so you guys get set up and get ready.
First.
Does Elmanos have a biomonitor?
I do.
Okay. Gas will like link it to her own biomonitor so that she can keep an eye on Elmanos' vitals through her eyeball.
Okay. Give me a cyber tech roll or an electronic security, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
If you need help with the electronic security, let me know.
Nope, she's fine.
I rolled low,
Though
but
at that level, your own biomonitoring kind of falls by the wayside and you can't see it till you undo this.
I don't care. It's fine. I just want to have a more convenient
If
way
I
to
die,
make sure
I die.
I can check her vitals.
Are you doing mine or, God damn it, Dr. Young?
Yours, though, I suppose having both of yours would be convenient, but I don't know that I
I would tell you,
am able
put
to set that up
hers-
without help.
Dr.
Maybe
Young's
for-
biomonitor is actually built into her skin watch area on her arm, so you can just
You're
have her
going to be in
arm
the
open.
tank. So you're going to be in the tank, so it would be harder to read your own biomonitor. Hers, I can probably read because she's going to be above the water a bit easier.
Fair
She's
enough.
not going to
imagining-
be in the water.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she's not in the water, but Elmanos is. So
Sure.
Fair enough. Okay.
Does anybody else have like a medicine skill besides Gas?
I know paramedic.
No, not
My
you.
medicine
You're gonna
skill
be.
is-
trained paramedic. It's a ×2 skill.
Oh, not paramedic. I'm
First
sorry.
aid.
I have first aid, so I can like one person can monitor Elmanos and another person can monitor Mighty Joe Young.
I do have
Mighty
13
Joe
first
Young.
aid. Is there a medicine skill or is it just first aid?
There's first aid, and there's paramedic, and then there's like med tech only skills like surgery.
Yeah, I
So,
have
yeah.
first aid. I think first aid is good enough to look at a biomonitor and see if it's
Bleeping.
good or bad.
If it's bleeping,
Especially as most of them use the red, green, yellow system of warnings. Greens are all goods. Yellows means you're a little concerned, and red is, oh fuck, do something now.
This is bad.
By the way, I just
Uh-oh,
want
we
to
got
want to
coffee.
say I'm pretty bummed about Akira Toriyama.
Yeah, same.
I
I,
mean-
told Sasha about it the other day.
Yeah.
It was yesterday, right?
It was the first
It was
that he-
announced and
it was announced,
released
yes. Yeah.
yesterday, but he passed on the 6th.
on the first.
Oh, yes, that. I forgot what the topic was. I do have a quick question. My hit points are at 39. Has it been a day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm willing to say it's been a day.
I just wanted to know
Right.
before
Well,
I
I guess that makes sense.
got too far because
Do I need to roll a check for treatment for people who are injured?
That'd probably be a good idea. Double everybody's natural healing on anybody who's injured.
if I heal for at least 1 HP, I'm good.
What was I rolling? Was it paramedic? Or was it first aid? I don't remember. What was I rolling?
Paramedic or first aid. Paramedic will do full double. Merely first aid will do a 1.5 multiplier. All right. Yep. Anybody who is injured and regaining hit points, you gain twice your body.
I'm good. I surprisingly had already healed to full, but that kind of makes sense because I have a very small amount of health.
All right. So you
Once,
begin your dive the same way as you did before.
Yeah.
You find that the ice programs you already took care of are gone. And so you go back to your original spot. Do give me one perception check, though, before you get to the point where you're engaged, where the Lich and the dragon were.
Okay. Perception, just regular perception.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do from the outside to like aid?
That was a 7, and then
Not really. You're already doing everything you can by being ready to cause dump shock to save a life.
Got it.
Because if you yank the cord, both of them are going to suffer dump shock, but they won't die.
yeah.
I don't know that there's. I don't know what sort of skill you use. You use your roll ability for your most of your rolls.
For
here?
hacking, yeah.
Okay. I don't know that there's any drugs or anything I could make that would help you with your roll ability. So, like,
Interfacing.
yeah, I don't, unless you know of something that I don't.
Something that
If there's any drugs you can make that increase in temporary intelligence or tech stats, those could be helpful. But beyond that, I agree with you. I don't think there's much that would be helpful.
I mean, because if we're not like in a super rush and we have boat travel time, if you'll let me make those, and then I can give those to her to help her out. Otherwise, I don't think there's much I can do. Something that increases like neuroplasticity.
That would be nice, but I don't know that it's.
I'd have to look. I don't even know if there's anything like that.
I know you can make an intelligence booster and as well as reflex boosters. Reflex boosting don't help with net running because, well, how fast your hand can twitch.
Boost gives +2 int for the duration.
Yep, there you can make that
try
one.
to make that. Though you will need to roll against addiction because it is a addictive drug. You cool with that?
I mean, this is a drug that I probably wouldn't mind getting addicted to.
Well, it gives you -2 int if you're addicted to it, so you would.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I also have like the ability to detox you.
And even if you don't fail even if you succeed against the addiction, the downside is once it wears off, you'll have the -2 intelligence for a period roughly twice the duration of the drug.
So 48 hours.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna be dummy shoot for.
I mean, do you want me to do this or not? It's up to you.
Yeah, I'll do it.
And James, can I make this happen with the materials I have with me?
You bought like a whole dollar amount of drug supplies in general.
I
So
did.
yeah. So as long as it's able to come out of that, yeah.
Okay. I assume you want me to roll my roll ability for this?
Mm-hmm. The pharmaceuticals, yep.
I'm probably gonna spend a little bit of luck too, if I roll kind of low. How do I get my roll ability up?
Now, if you want to take your time, plan this out, and do other steps to making this drug easier, you could make a science biochemistry roll first during your prep stage, and then the pharmaceutical roll.
Do that, as
and then the pharmaceutical roll will be easier.
I would love to do that, as I am a biochemist.
I know. I just looked at your sheet a moment ago.
Perfect.
Oh,
hell yeah!
All right, that's going to drop the difficulty on making the boost by quite a bit.
Neat.
In fact, I think with your skill level.
Oh my god.
All right. In this case, I'm going to straight up say this is a drug that normally will increase intelligence by 1, and then you lose 2 points for twice the duration period. In this case, you somehow managed a purity and a way of making it work with the brain to give not only a +1 to it, you actually are giving a +2 to intelligence and a +1 in tech on top of that.
Cool.
And
Me
the
looking-
downside will only be a -1 to both stats for that 48-hour period afterwards.
me looking at gas like, wait, why are you putting actual brains in that drug? And then she's like, shut up, you don't know what the world is.
How many doses do I make of this?
You're able. How much are you spending in materials?
I'll make like 2 doses, I guess.
Okay. How much stash of materials did you have?
I think I bought like I'm trying to see where it is. Because there's no like place for me to there's no like drug stash stuff in the book. It's just you can synthesize crap at a rate of 200, I think 200 EB per actual pharmaceutical drug. So I'm trying to find where I have the notes about it. Medtech bag. I have materials for 3 things. So I'll just do one.
Okay. Don't forget to mark down that you spent that. And it takes you about, well, with that roll, about 4 hours to make those.
Okay.
So we got this together pretty quickly.
So, Tarek, if you want to put boost on your sheet, but I think +2 int, +1 tech, and then secondary effect was -1 int, -1 tech for 48 hours?
Yep.
But you can use boost as the...
Can I not search it?
It's in the drugs tab.
It will be in compendium, not.
Yeah, I'm in
items.
compendium, but it's not. You just have to go to drugs and then do.
Yeah, boost is in drugs.
Yep.
Yeah, but you can't if you go into I don't know if it's even worthwhile to say, but if you go into
Once it's on your sheet,
compendium and you try to search compendium packs and type it there, it doesn't search it. So
now, the downside of this drug is that it is a suppository. No, I'm kidding.
Good news, everybody! It's a suppository. It didn't add to my sheet.
holds up pill
and
this
then
big
do edit.
and goes, here's the pill. You expect me to swallow that? No.
Nope.
Good news. It's a
user has-
suppository.
User has +2 int for duration. It gives you +2 int.
Yep. You'll have to modify it to add in, once it's on your character sheet,
Yeah.
that the primary is +2 intellect, +1 tech, and then the boost addiction side is actually only -1 to both those stats.
Okay. Oh, they're wow. They're to basic tech or what tech?
I think to your tech stat.
Your tech stat.
Yeah, like your int, reflex, dex, tech, that tech.
Oh, tech stat. Okay.
Yes.
What do you roll for your roll ability? Mine
Roll ability is
tech.
called no, it's just called
I believe most of it is intellect based for him, but
it doesn't add my intellect at all.
Oh,
It's just called interface, and I just roll interface base.
Because mine adds my ability rank and tech.
But skill, it can't. There is a way for me to add it to add stats through drugs to interface skill, which is interesting, and all the different net runner actions, which I imagine is because you can come up with whatever drugs you want and just make them. But that is pretty cool. Okay, submit changes to primary, and then addiction I have to edit to do the same thing.
but only a -1 on intellect and -1 on tech.
Well, I don't know if this will help you at all, but hopefully it does something for you.
Sorry. When consumed, primary effect, boost primary. Yep, that looks good. Edit this. Save that, and you can take a look at it if you want. I think I edited it properly. Is in my drug section. That is actually really cool. They have such a great API for this. It is insane. The Foundry API for customizing stuff in Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, Cyberpunk Red. Really good.
And then I will give Dr. Young one of my doses of blue because she asked to be sedated.
And
I'm
blue
going
being euphoric and slightly hallucinogenic would also have a bit of a sedative effect.
Oh, I
during
mean,
this-
you told me, or you said it's an anesthetic, right? Not a sedative. I read the wrong thing. I have actual sedative then, so I'll just use a dose of that. And I'll lower that dose. Cool. I read it wrong. I thought it says hallucinogenic can be used as an anesthetic, but I read sedative. I don't think this is gonna hurt, is it, for her?
No, it's not going to hurt at all, but she needed something to help her relax.
Okay. Yeah, that
Because
should help.
while she
I'll go with
trusts
night-night.
Elmanos, because Elmanos has gone in there before, she's had somebody effectively brain rape her.
Yeah, that's probably not fun.
So, yeah, she needs a little sedative for this.
Oh, wrong thing. Cyber deck. Like it's 8 of 8.
Did somebody delete the dang car?
Has somebody deleted the dang car?
Help! I am
disappeared.
under the water.
I'm
Did.
sad. The
It
only
had to
thing
be
they don't
you.
have that I can't find anywhere
God.
is black ice programs.
I think this is too big. Yeah, that's too
Wow.
big. Wait, hold on. I think I can rescale it. Maybe.
James needs to, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know,
probably.
token,
It's
and then
a long car. I'll let him deal with it.
Yeah.
I think it disappeared off the side. Oh no, there it is. Whoop. Whoa, why'd it get bigger? Who made it bigger?
Because I was in there altering it already.
Well, I wasn't doing it.
I got it. I got it, guys.
Okay, that's good enough. Stop. We're good there.
I need to upgrade my cyber deck so badly. I found they have a midnight with the upload area for upgrades to your cyber deck, but I don't see anything that is literally extra programs.
Cyberpunk Red, core, down, programs, and then you got all of them in there that they
Yeah,
have
but
in
that's
the
just
core
the
book.
base programs. They don't have ice, and they don't have the extra programs that are. Which is why I haven't really upgraded my program stuff, because I could be writing my own programs, but I can't really add them to my sheet. Can't just create programs. All right. Well, I'm going in clean the same way I had it last time. See how it works.
Yep, so
Hopefully.
that part, you're pretty good. You get to the space you were at before where you could see both the Dragon program and the Lich program in opposite corners. The data point in front of you has already been rated by you, but looking at it, it's been damaged. Something's a little screwy with that one. But if you mess with it, you're going to activate both the Dragon and the Lich. So you're going to have to deal with one or the other first.
While they were
So
in
you
there,
want
they
to try and deal with the
Done.
Dragon program or the Lich program first? Which, to avoid copyright, they spelled Lich L-I-C-H-E.
lychee.
Dragon.
All right. You turn to go to the Dragon with your armor program, shield program, and sword programs all ready to go. It has not been activated yet, so go ahead and give me whatever it is for thing here. Oh, wrong character. Pull this character up. Here we are.
Speed is 5. No, that's not right. What is my Cyberdex base speed? Here somewhere? So just give my basic my first attack.
Yep, you could try using an eraser or something else to crash it. Your sword program or eraser, either one of those should help. Oh wait, no, eraser just makes you harder to spot.
Yeah, eraser makes me harder to spot. Zap, I think, is my strong attack.
It's your basic. Your sword is your good anti-program one.
Yeah, sword is my decent anti-program one. I'm sorry, I'm pulling up the net running thing so I can actually see what Zap does. I think Zap gives me flat damage. If I'm not mistaken.
Mom, Elmanos
okay,
is playing a
it's just-
solo campaign again. I'm not sharing.
Yeah, we're gonna use it. We're gonna use sword.
All right, since it hasn't properly rezzed yet, go ahead and roll the 3d6 your sword program will do to it. Oh, and crit on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you want-
yeah, that's enough to crash it before it can even initialize.
Bingo bongo. Stabbed right through the...
Because it was a
Dragon
crit. If it hadn't been a crit, it would have been damaged but activated.
Well, we got close this time. We got nice and close without getting spotted. Okay, if that gets burned, do we still have that diagram for the directions?
Yes. It's a basic grid. I don't really have much. You were at it's a 3 wide. Currently where you are in front of you that you got to worry about is 3 forward, counting the square you're in. With directly diagonal and up was the dragon. Diagonal and down is where the lich is. And directly in front of you is the damaged program point. Behind the damaged program point is the computer core here. And 2 more data points and a data point behind it. And you can see that is everything in this area and all that is left. That original perception check now hits. And you catch a stray thought from Dr. Young.
Okay.
And that stray thought is that she is thinking that all of these bizarre things that have happened: the airship crashing, the trip down the Mississippi River, the attempted kidnapping by Elvi,
Yeah, that's probably.
and everything else that has happened. The things she's even just seen in the Gulf of Mexico. This all seems like it's some kind of movie or data program or entertainment thing. And is she being Truman Showed right now?
Is this for somebody's entertainment? Someone's sixth sense of entertainment?
So you got the Lich program still to deal with, and then just ransacking the last three data points and checking what was done to that fourth one.
All right, let's go to Lich because I want to work in peace. Hopefully they don't re-res over time.
If there's nobody in the system, they stay shut down. But while you're in here, there's a chance they could activate.
They could re-res, yeah. What I figured. Okay, let's engage. If I'm fighting the Lich, do you want me to do an attack roll first?
Well, it's not active at the moment you start swinging, so you get to roll the damage right off the bat. The only reason you had both of them activate last time is you chose to try and snatch the data right between them.
Okay, I have now awoken the dragon, or sorry, the Lich.
You've woken the Lich. Yep, it's now rezzing up, though it is kind of glitching, and one of its arms doesn't appear to even be there. Foolish mortal, you will suffer! Hellbolt.
Uh-oh, Hellbolt's not good.
Yep, if it hits you, it's going to do 2d6 directly to your brain, and your gear will catch fire if it's not insulated. Since you're in the water right now, it won't catch fire.
Yeah, good news is it's insulated. Bad news is this is going to hurt. Because it's straight to the dome. It's not going... Well, I have an armor program res.
Yep, and it still has to hit you.
Yeah. Well, the reason I bring up the armor is because it'll drop some of the damage to my brain a little. Not much.
Lucky for you, Gas is a brain surgeon. Isn't that great? That's her specialty.
Now you can go ahead and roll evasion. If you can beat a 7, the Hellbolt doesn't hit you.
Oh, yeah, I beat a 7 for sure.
Very much so with that.
Never mind.
Okay, I'm going to give you a special treatment for that. You pull a ninja move that you're not quite sure how you did that, but your evasion, you basically went through and ended up behind the Lich with your sword already through its spine.
Perfect.
And it dereses.
I'm just playing
2 10s in a row. I got to honor that with something.
Yeah. Double 10s.
Yeah.
Oh man. That feels good. I'm so bad at rolling dice in games that feels really good.
So you're able to go ahead and ransack everything else and get back out with no problems.
Okay.
And part of you is wishing you had recorded this dive just so you could try and figure out how you did that move.
I know, right? If only. We had a Steelheart watching last time through virtuality goggles that I had put a delay on, but there's no one watching this time.
No one is.
I look around like, ha 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 ha. Oh, god damn it! Nobody saw that.
Gas just sees your heart rate spike and she rolls her eyes.
So excited. Okay.
Not only do you see that the heart rate spikes, you also see the Oxycontin and dopamine levels spike. Because really love that move.
Yeah. That was awesome. Okay, I guess scanner program or ID to try to make sense of what damage was done to that node.
Yep, that'll work.
Okay, 13.
All right. They added a tracker program in it, so that if somebody else downloaded that info and put it anywhere on the net, it would immediately scream where it was.
Right. I'm gonna have to get rid of that and try to rebuild this node, like rebuild the integrity. I'm gonna see what I can do
I
here.
mean, you got the simplest. You have the backup. You have a copy of what was here originally. You could
That's
just
true.
delete and replace.
Let's do that then.
No roll necessary. Done.
Is there any other damage to any of the nodes that are here that could cause bleed over into Dr. Young's actual consciousness?
The gate that you came through to get into the fully digital part has been wrecked. So there might be some bleed occurring there. Might explain why she's occasionally just stared off into space like she's got static brain for a moment.
Yeah, that would.
Or the trauma could explain that. Whichever.
Yeah, both probably. But that's not good. So, is there any way I can try to repair some of the nodes before I leave? To
Yes.
like keep it from causing her long-term problems?
Yes, you can certainly try to rebuild things. I don't think you have any programs or standard abilities in your deck that you could use to do that. So it would have to be a programming.
So, like cryptography, or you want security tech?
Um,
Because I don't have a programming skill. Or do you want me to just roll interface?
just real quickly seeing if there's anything else amongst the skills that seems appropriate. And
Cryptography, I could see.
I can see cryptography. I can see education. Technically, a form of library search could be done if you're just grabbing off the net and copying.
Yeah, as every good programmer does.
So yeah, you got a couple options you could go. Different ones cause different ways of going at the problem. Like straight cryptography would be you're building the new gate from scratch. Education would be, okay, this is how a gate is supposed to be structured. This is what pieces I do have. Here's how we build that back into a proper thing. Library search would be, okay, go find a replacement one and just install it. And electronic security tech would be some combination of all of those.
Okay. I think I'll probably go with cryptography, but I'm going to try to get the information out first. So let's go to the other nodes that were around in the next channel. Like I had to go straight, and then there are two on either side and one behind the computer node. So let's pick up those pieces of information first.
Oh, I assumed you already did.
Okay, yeah. If I
Since
pulled
there
all
was
the
nothing
information
in your way, it's a no roll needed.
Okay, sounds good then. So here's my cryptography. I'm going to spend luck. I'm going to front load this with some luck to try to rebuild this.
Okay, so you're going to be programming in a truly custom gate there.
Yeah. To try to protect her. And this, if I can, I might even unload a virus so that the next person who tries to go and fuck with this, who doesn't have like a pass key, will get a virus dumped on them. Here is my photography check.
Okay. It's going to take a little while with that, but that is definitely a success. It's just going to take a little while since you're building from scratch.
Makes sense. And then
So,
here's my... I'm going to do a virus check to drop a virus on here. Says the... Going to take multiple net actions to build a virus. That will basically what my idea is I'm going to try to activate the black ice that's inside of this network architecture.
Currently, there isn't,
as
and
a-
you've destroyed it all.
Fair enough.
Now, while you're thinking on that, everybody else, Almanos is in a tank. Dr. Adriana Young is currently sedated and resting peacefully next to it. Anything you want to talk about with each other? Anything you want to do during this? Because Almanos is going to be under for a few hours.
Yeah.
With her arm.
I mean, I don't know. I eat my shrimp. I think we discussed everything we need to discuss. I'm not sure what else needs to be said or.
Yeah, not at the moment. Not unless anything's happening on this end. Let me
Yeah,
know if something happens to fucking Almanos, because Gas is just focusing on her and Dr. Young.
Yeah, I think those two are the focus right now. Like, we're not idling by. We are keeping an eye out for, like, if
We're in
something
business
happens,
All
we
right.
jump to help.
In that case, several hours pass peacefully. You got a new gate built in there.
Okay.
You have it set up that if any black ice gets installed, it'll activate if the password is not put in on this gate.
I mean, I could probably go on the net and pull some non-demon black ice and upload them in here.
If you ask T, he probably would provide it.
Okay. I'll send out a message to T, see if I can get some black ice to use here. I'll leave it up to him what value is, but I'll tell him that I'll pay him for it, whatever he gets.
He invades your deck because this is the first time you've ever asked him for black ice. So he's wanting to see what the fuck you're doing that you're wanting black ice. But he does not invade Dr. Young's mind. He's just in your deck. So it's like a presence in the back of your mind.
Okay, I will relent because I'm kind of in a bind and I need support here, but he can probably tell that I'm super nervous about the whole situation.
After a few picoseconds, which felt like an eternity to you, he goes, "Oh, she's kind of like a cousin, isn't she?"
Yeah, something like that.
A biological AI.
Not far off.
And you're wanting the black ice to defend her.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of programs you got in mind?
I don't know. I could use something anti-personnel and maybe something anti-program, because that can give us a defense that will take care of her no matter what approach the invader tries to take. And given that her architecture has been hammed up so hard at this point that so many people are probably going to try to come after her at some point, I'd like to leave her with some kind of defense here.
Well, I recently acquired a program off of the famous netrunner Rashish Botmars. Puppet Master.
Are you kidding me?
It's a black ice program that will take over anybody's cyber deck and put a shell personality into their brain.
That's terrifying, but if they're coming after her, I guess they've earned the ire. Yeah, just is there a way that I can ensure that it gets implemented only against people who come here forcibly? Can we set up a passcode on it?
You have already. It's nice work on the gate.
Well, I mean, theoretical, but hopefully it'll hold.
The downside of the Puppet Master program is because it came from Rashish Botmars, the shell personality is, well, Botmars. And I kind of feel like the world really only needs one of him.
I tend to agree. Having one of him is kind of
A bit
enough.
much already.
Yeah.
But
I
I
mean, I
have
respect
that
the guy
one
and
as
what he's
an
been able to do,
option.
but
Otherwise, I could just rebuild those data scraps you got in there. Is that a former dragon over there? And that one used to be a lich?
yeah, about right.
I also see a poison flatline over there and a spaz over there. Oh, and there's a hellhound program.
Yeah, that hellhound was a bitch.
I see what you did there. But
Yeah.
I think I can modify the Puppet Master in about 5 minutes, real time,
Okay.
and we can remove the Botmars part and just leave it blank. Because after all, we don't care if they end up in a comatose state.
I really don't. Yeah. Let's do it.
5 minutes later, you have a Puppet Master program going in where the Lich was.
Okay. After
And
we
then
got the installation,
he carefully reaches through you to rebuild the other Black Ice programs there. It is such a weird sensation because you know you're not doing it, but you're doing it.
I'm trying to take mental notes of how this works. It's the only way I can keep things straight.
Almanos is trying not to like shit herself from fear of letting
Both-
an AI control her
Both physically and intellectually.
mentally.
Yeah.
In fact, probably the only reason is T actually asked permission 3 separate times before doing it.
Exactly. It's the only reason she hasn't dumb shocked herself.
Having a seizure.
For a
You
moment,
probably see the elevated cortisol levels and everything.
there is a moment for about 30 seconds where Elmanos's brain activity spikes on absolutely every wave. Alpha, beta, delta, all of them. They all spike massively. And the activity goes crazy for a while. For those 5, like, it's only about 30 seconds in the real world. For Elmanos, it feels like 30 minutes.
Is there any way that we can communicate with Almanos while she's dived, like full immersion?
Yes.
How do we do that? I don't know how this works.
You can use your agent to call the cyber deck.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay. Well, in that case, like
And it's a picture-in-picture window for
5-10 seconds after this goes on, like Gas is like squinting, and like it's not urgent enough that she's like immediately pulling her out of there, but she is like concerned, like wants to know what's going on, so
Yeah.
she'll call her.
Not pulling the plug because none of the other biometrics are going weird. In
But, like,
fact, everything
something's
kind of
going on.
became more stable other than the brain waves.
So
Like
what's
the
wrong
heart
with
rate had been jumping up and down a bit there. And during the brainwave spike, it's steady.
Have you ever had an AI decide they were coming along for the ride?
No.
Well,
Are you fine? Do you need me to pull you out?
no, don't pull me out. I'm almost done.
Okay.
I know I've been in here for a few hours, but trust me, I'm using the Boy Scout rule here.
T
The Boy
has
Scout
pulled back all the way to just being in part of your cyber deck. So it's a distant presence now, but you get a little text window that pops up during this saying, "Who the fuck is Dollmaster?" I didn't see that part.
Dollmaster is the guy that it's another AI that Hard Cell made a deal with.
and it's been eating people.
What?
The person Hardcell was talking to was a high school friend of his that the Dollmaster was puppeting. I'm horrified, and I'm an AI. I gotta go hunt this one.
Why didn't he tell me that?
I did.
This
I
is-
told everybody it was an old friend of mine. You were very focused on the AI. I was very focused on this is an old friend of mine.
I think, Tarek, you were preoccupied one way or another.
And T
Yeah.
continues with, do I have your permission to hunt that one?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, if you can give me details on the location, I'll fucking help you.
Oh, you know I prefer to hunt alone.
Sure, but
What level of restrictions do you think I should use for this? You know he's got Alpha Protocol, which is his normal operation where he tries to do no harm to actual people. His Beta Protocol, where he will go and punish people who are doing bad shit that he thinks. His Gamma Protocol is, well, he's nuked a corporation when that one was invoked before. And then he has Delta, which is fuck it. No morals required on Delta.
I'd say so. This thing is an AI driven by taking over people and utilizing them as quote unquote dolls. That tells me that this thing doesn't have much morals itself and probably doesn't care about who it hurts.
But wasn't T the one that told you that it was an AI? So how did T just find out but didn't know what was up with the Dollmaster? That's what's confusing me.
T doesn't always pay attention to everything he's doing and can run multiple thought streams at once. AKA, he can actually have multiple instances of himself going on.
What I'm saying is, what brought him to that conclusion just now that didn't bring him to that conclusion earlier?
It's still in Elmanos's mind, and he was in Elmanos's mind for a moment.
But what was the piece of information in Elmanos? That's what I'm asking. What was the
Elmanos' unease of having an AI in brain brought up the memories of Dollmaster active in brain at the time while T is in the brain.
Who took over some person, and I didn't realize at the time
Okay.
that they were puppeting somebody. I thought it was an AI in like a robotic suit, not that it was
An AI in a human body?
in a human body. Yeah.
Okay. I get it now. Thanks. I was confused. Not tracking the lines of thought there.
Got it.
So Alpha is
I
for...
think go with the understanding that if the individual is savable, let's try to keep the shell alive. But if the individual isn't, and the AI has overridden all of the human parts, then I don't think there is any reason to hold back. This thing is a danger to everyone on the net at this point.
So not full Delta, Beta with some Gamma.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you know if I need any help.
Let me know.
And is completely gone, and you're able to surface again.
Okay. I will pop out and look over at everybody. She should be good, but she's gonna need time to rest. Whoever was in there last did a number on her.
So did you get the information?
Of course I got the information. I'm not some 2-bit hacker.
Really?
It was damaged in there. They busted
Cardiac
the gate
immediately
wide open.
quips when you say, I'm not a too-big hacker, and Gas gets the really out. Cardiac immediately goes, no, you're 8-bit.
At least 16. Come on. I got some form and definition. Look,
Extreme
Whoever-
Nintendo 64.
I am the master system. Look, they whoever was in there last, those jack boots that kidnapped her, they did a number on her system. They left the gate pried wide open, which left bleed over from cyberspace into her actual brain, which could cause cyberpsychosis in and of itself.
Yeah, of course.
Luckily, I was able to spend some time in there and rebuild the network infrastructure and recreate the gate that was separating her conscious self from this data cache. Hopefully, that will be enough to keep her sane, at least for a while. But I can't repair the psychological toll that has been placed on her. That's not my area of expertise.
I could. Perhaps she should see me when we have some time.
Elmanos just looks wide-eyed over at Steelheart, giving her like a look of, I don't know.
You remember
But she
I
didn't
am
say
a
anything.
licensed physician.
Sure, yeah.
Once we get to
Totally.
Night City, I'm sure someone will be able to help there much more thoroughly than any of us can. We do not exactly have top-of-the-line equipment.
Well, no, but sometimes it just helps to have somebody to talk to.
I will say this about the Cyberpunk 2020 edition. They predicted a lot of things correctly. They predicted that there would be a lot of therapy and it would be easily accessible to everyone. But they also predicted that absolutely no motherfucker would ever want to go to it.
Yeah.
I mean, yes,
I did buy an antipsychotic flight.
Gas is a licensed physician, and so
I
is
am.
and so is Harley Quinn.
Yeah, that's a good apropos comparison.
That is a very good analogy for the situation.
Yeah.
And some might even say Harley, at this point in her character arc, is more stable and sane than Gas is. After all, she's gone from being a villain to being an anti-hero.
I mean, Gas hasn't gotten to the point of villain, so I mean, at least not yet. We'll see.
I'm still getting paid.
Exactly.
As soon as there's not a mission and she's left to wander the streets of Night City by herself, she's really off the leash at that point.
Then who knows what happens? I'm one slightly traumatizing encounter away from cutting someone open and hanging their insides on a wall.
Lovely.
As a display piece, or
Wouldn't you like to know?
Display piece, warning, art installation, all in one.
Diagram?
educational tool.
Places the entrails in the shape of Biotechnica's corporate symbol.
I
It's
think
just
that
logo
would...
design. I'm just a graphic designer now, guys.
The design is very graphic.
Yeah.
It's content advisory on it.
All right, we're going to move forward in time a bit, unless you guys have something you'd like to do. No,
I'm
okay.
going to probably be working on decrypting as much of the data that we've broken out as possible so that we have a heads up on what exactly it is and whether it's going to be dangerous to release or not.
Gas is just going to tell Cardiac to carry Dr. Young to the room so she can rest. No need to wake her up.
Mhm.
Sarah's gonna work around the ship.
If we wake her
Like,
up from the sedative,
wow.
she'll be all groggy and confused. Might as well let her sleep it off.
Yeah, enough time passes on your way to Corpus Christi that the sedative wears off. She's now fully awake and fine. No worries about any of the security theater people thinking she's a kidnapped victim by being dragged going through the
How long
security
is the trip
checkpoints.
to Corpus Christi? Like, how many days?
It's at this point just a pair of days more.
Okay.
And the RINs you got get you through security, no problem. In fact, you show up, you tap your agents on the thing to say, I have a RIN, and the gate opens right up, and there's not even a scan on you guys. You get to carry whatever you want because you have actual official registered identification numbers for the Republic of Texas. Dollmaster
know
just
that guy
went
was
in and
real
altered
sketch.
some of them to make them match you.
I know that guy was real sketch, but these are handy.
And we were going to give this.
Does Elmanos mention the stuff that she found out about?
Oh yeah, in once I'm out, I will definitely do that.
Because I don't want to have like a whole discussion on it if too depth if we don't know about it. But like, funny enough, if we give him the ability to make clones, then I mean, won't he just have more bodies to puppet? Is that a bad thing or is it a good thing? I don't know. Is it better if he puppets a clone over an actual person, or clones actual people? I don't know.
He
Is
wouldn't
that
be
what the deal
puppeting
was?
her. Anyone who invaded her tech.
No,
would be.
that's not what I'm talking about. He
I'm
wanted
talking about
the
Dollmaster taking over other
cloning.
people.
He wants the cloning information. He wants the ability to clone his own people. Like, he wants that tech.
I don't trust that because
Was that the deal we made with
Yeah,
him?
that was the deal we made, because that's the info inside of Adriana's head, which could lead to someone being able to replicate the process, theoretically, that made her. That's the files that she has. That's what we assume. And that's what we promised to give him. Presumably, the reason he's interested is because he wants to make clones.
That's horrifying.
which implies that, probably planning an assault on some place. Something that needs a lot of bodies, I'm sure.
Well, as you're passing through the rest of the dock area of Corpus Christi on your way over to the airport, where you're going to be meeting Satchel Sabo, well, one of the various screens in the terminal has news going on, and there's a news, as you're going by, there's a thing about how in Mobile, Alabama, an entire computer server just caught fire and melted down for no explainable reason. It is suspected that it is AI terrorism involved, as the servers were registered to no known actual corporation.
Well,
So that could be the doll master being fried.
cheese on it.
And Elmanos, if you give me a library search, I can tell you something about the address you're supposed to send the files to for Dollmaster. Well, maybe you still get good enough.
+2 to that.
Okay.
13, if I put in the thing.
All right. And a 13 is still enough to know that address's physical location is somewhere in southern Alabama. Where specifically, not quite sure. You couldn't narrow it down much more.
So it's a possibility that was the location, the physical location.
Yep. And that T may have hit it.
That makes sense, considering who am I is the thing, or who is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all are familiar, but that's a
Jake Chan?
publicly It's a publicly accessible network that allows you to put in any IP address and get the information for who's registered as the owner of that.
Oh, because I only know Who Am I as the Jackie Chan movie.
Yeah,
That's where I was going.
Yeah, no, it's just
And
that
that Jackie Chan movie is the one I like to point to of, see, when he does stunts, he shows you some of the consequences of it, even if you're successful. Like his sliding down chimney style, and then afterwards having to go, oh.
Yeah.
Because he hurt his hands doing it.
He's done a lot of stunts where it's like, oh, I am sorry for Jackie Chan.
At least a good third of his more recent movies, half the scenes he's in a cast because he broke his freaking leg.
Oh, yeah.
There is no longer an insurance company that will insure Jackie Chan's stunt company.
Yeah, I think he has to do it himself, doesn't he? Doesn't he have to do it?
He has to self-insure and self-cover with bonds in order to do any of the filming anymore.
He already does every single stunt arm kid.
Himself, yeah.
Like he's the one who does all of his own stunts.
Yeah, he does his own stunts. The insurance issue comes with all the people he's fighting in those movies.
Gotcha.
He himself can just go ahead. He's got enough money. He doesn't need insurance to cover his own health care. But he has to insure all of the stunt people in order to be legal to film. So he has to put up a bond for whatever damages might occur.
Including the people. Yeah.
But in any case, you arrive at the airport and meet Miss Sabo. Let me find her in here just so I can hold up a picture real quick. Gamma. Yeah, that's there. So where is she in here? Page 82. Okay, there we go. She is a mix between Asian and Mexican. And fairly attractive.
Excellent. Well, I'll go to meet her.
She's sitting outside of a hangar looking around, sees the van, but doesn't realize it's you guys because, well, the windows are tinted and all of that. But you can tell she is keeping an eye on your van because, hey, black unmarked vans showing up where she's supposed to meet people. Could be a problem.
Is there either who I'm looking for, or they're going to kill me?
People looking for the people
send her
I'm
a
looking
text before
for.
we pull up next to her so she doesn't book it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
Like, nope, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Steelheart's driving. She can't send the text.
Yeah, I'll
Corey
send a
can.
text.
He has a number.
Say, we've pulled right up. Come and see us.
Message back. Black van?
That's right.
She picks up a bag and starts walking towards you.
This is why Gas doesn't do the texting, because she would have been like, no, light silver van. There's a black van in front of you?
Run!
Yeah, so she gets to the car. We let her in.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, nice to meet you all. Quickly, glad hands around, shaking all your hands in greeting and getting to know you. And you can tell that her cyber eye is going click when she first looks at each of you. And then she goes, don't worry, I'm going to alter the images before they ever get broadcast. And they're not going to get broadcast till we're after in Night City. I wanted to do live stories while we're out here. But then I thought about it. And if they're willing to shoot down an air carrier, probably best not to let the story out till it's done.
It is best for all of our health, yes.
And on that note, I didn't get a cargo plane. I hope you're not upset about that. But
We didn't.
again, they shot down a cruise liner. They're going to shoot down a private cargo plane if I got one.
That's what I said. I said that last session.
Out of character, if you go back and watch the footage and pay attention to my face, as soon as you said that, I went...
I was like, is nobody worried about us repeating that whole thing again?
We made a good bit of distance. I was just like, I mean, we should be able to make the at least most of the trip and hopefully stay intact.
So I got a nomad pack that will be meeting up with just outside of San Antonio. And we'll convoy with them up to Santa Fe, at which point we'll have to make a choice. Either take 40 and just go straight out to like LA and up the 110, or the 101, I mean, or head north through Red Mesa to Denver and take 70 over. One's a desert route, the other's a mountain route. Both have issues. Desert route is slightly shorter by about 300 miles, but has less stops for resupply and all of that.
Who's the
The Nomad
Right.
Pack,
Thank
they're
you.
an offshoot of the Aldecados. Oh, so they're part of the Aldecado Nation. They're known as the Steel Wheels. Mostly teachers, really, amongst them. They go around and offer education to people.
can Steelheart roll a rep roll?
Sure.
Because hearing about there being a Nomad Pack, she's like, "Ooh, I'm interested." 5.
5 will get you first about the Aldecados because they are what we're talking about as a subsect. The Aldecados are one of the 7 major nomad nations in the United States. The Aldecados mostly can operate in the California and Southwest areas of the United States, though they are also the lead nation on the Chicago Rebuild Project. The Steel Wheels, you've heard the name, you know they're members in good standing with the Aldecados, but you don't know much else. Satchel Sabo telling you they're mostly educators. Okay, that could be true. You're not sure.
Heard of similar Nomad Packs back in France.
Mm-hmm. Though
Okay.
Europe has far fewer nomad packs than the United States does.
I can imagine.
Europe actually takes care of their people.
Or at least tries to.
In the cyberpunk world, universal basic income, universal basic housing, universal basic clothing. All your basic needs are met, and you are given a TV with free access to cable TV. If all you want to do is sit in your white t-shirt and blue jeans and eat kibble while you watch TV in Europe, you can, and it won't cost you a penny, and you don't have to work at all.
Why can't the world we live in be like this? Like, not that I want to do that, but just like, oh, you don't need to
Having it
worry
as an
about this.
option would be nice, just to take a
Yes.
break and de-stress for a while. I know.
Capitalism requires a constant influx of workers. If people choose to not work, capitalism falls apart.
I know.
And then the people who are up at the very top lose all their money and all their power. And then they have nothing anymore because they can't exploit the lower class.
One slight alteration in what you say in there. What capitalism needs is not necessarily workers, because any economic system needs workers. What capitalism needs is consumers. If you aren't buying, they're dying.
Well, capitalism needs a constant influx of a working class that is able to be exploited.
Labor.
Otherwise,
They need labor
it needs
and
labor.
and consumption.
What are you guys
That
talking
labor
about? If we're
class
just
has to also be a consumer class.
I worked hard all of my life to get what I want, and now we're just going to give people. We're just going to give it away.
iPhone? We're
These
just going to give
people-
them iPhone?
These people don't deserve. You know what? If they can't contribute to society, maybe they should just go away. You know,
I hate that this
that's
is something.
that's the mentality that's holding us back. That's what's happening.
Yep.
Agreed.
I hate that people actually say that. Like, you said that, and it's like, if I didn't know you were joking, I would probably just
being a
leave right now.
caricature of his character.
It's a lack of basic humanity. It's a
know.
lack of
Basic
empathy. It's a thing that surprisingly a lot of people lack a
So,
sense of basic.
There was
And willfully ignoring the science.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the sad thing is, this is a idea that was put forward by Republicans back in the 70s, and they still say it. Basic income equals communism, which is silly to me because that literally is a Milton Friedman economic doctrine.
Yeah, though I will admit that universal basic income technically is socialism.
Yeah, but it was a Republican. It was Milton Friedman's idea. He ran the test pilot in the 70s, saying that it would actually work to increase the economy and
Now,
get us through recession.
Before anybody viewing gets upset over the word socialism, let me point out some other things that are socialism that are a part of the American society. Fire departments, interstates, police
Roads.
departments.
Public transportation.
the military.
the military. All of the subsidies that go to all of the billion-dollar corporations that lobby the government for subsidies.
Yep, all of that is corporate socialism.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Yeah, back into character and in-game. So she's
back into the world that's
Actually,
more dystopic and yet somehow better,
Still better?
than the world
Yeah.
that we
You
live
want
in
to hear?
right now.
You want
it
to
is
hear
more
a dirty
dystopic and
secret?
more fucked than our current world.
You wanna
But
hear-
there are places that are very bright points that are better than our world.
You want to hear a dirty secret? Socialism is when the people, us, own those things. What we've all been describing, the fire department, that's owned by the government. The military, that's owned by the government. There's another word.
If we all
There's
own it,
another
that's
word
communism.
that defines
Socialism
that.
is taking taxes for the greater good and spending it on the communal good.
There's another word when the government controls all of that, and that's called communism.
Yeah.
The military is actually communistic. Socialism is like your local co-op at your grocery store co-op. That's socialism.
Mm-hmm. It's your like community college groups that try to provide food and like healthcare and first
worker
aid.
co-ops
That's socialism.
and
Yes.
therapy
mutual aid
and
funds,
all that stuff. What we're trying to say is there's more communism in this country.
It's your
than
local
socialism.
Soviet.
Yes.
It's your fellow comrade, your neighborhood comrade. Okay, guys, we need to play. Oh my god.
We only got a few minutes left, so at this point, I'm going to just go ahead and say that she's going to be doing interviews with you guys along the way, individually with Dr. Young, with each of you, with Cardiac, about the whole thing. But I personally do not have the same journalistic skills she has, so that's just going to be I said it happened, and it's happening while you're traveling.
All right.
And she's going to alter the images of you guys every time and altering your voices a bit so that it's not directly connectable to you.
She's altering our images. Pray she doesn't alter them.
I mean,
further.
the people who are after us already know what we look like. They already know that we know. So
yeah, but if
not,
you make it public, then a lot more bounty hunters might come after you after the fact for
like
stupid
the big
shit.
companies who have the resources will be able to who can like de-scramble that stuff. Will already know, so it's not that big of a deal.
But it keeps the riffraff from fucking with you.
Yeah.
She does have one additional piece of information to tell you guys. She found out that Bayou Slim was married.
Uh-oh.
And his wife has apparently hooked up with the Arasaka Corporation, a Seiji Osaka, and has declared that she will work for him for free as long as she gets to kill El Manos.
What?
Well, I'm glad she landed on her feet.
That's so crazy.
Gas, the one who stripped him for parts and has his lung, just smiles. Target's not on my back.
I mean, I'm glad she landed on her feet. You know.
What's the wife's name?
She goes by Troy.
I thought you were going to say buy you something.
And you could make a rep roll about her.
She goes by Bayou Slut.
Oh God.
I was going to say something else that has one letter off.
Valk, you're still muted, whatever you were just saying.
I'm muted on purpose because I'm just making noises to myself, just like I do not want to know. I don't want to know. I missed what was said.
The way your finger was moving, it was definitely a sassy moment. Because that's pretty much what you were doing was.
That's Valk's way of saying, please don't. Please don't.
I am
Okay, a 10 means you don't actually know anything besides the name Troy. She doesn't have that big of a rep. She's not worldwide known. She was always in the shelter of her husband.
Dice roll?
That black AV was me.
Okay. A
It's just
7.
1d10, right?
Yeah. Damn, we're all rolling super high.
Okay.
Who rolled the
Uh,
5? Was it Corey?
I haven't rolled a single die roll today.
Or
No,
there's a D10.
So far,
in my head.
it's only been Gas, Steelheart, and Elmanos who has rolled rep rolls.
What was
Oh,
the earlier rep roll before gas?
don't know.
That was you rolling for the steel wheels.
Thank you. I forgot that.
So a 7 for Steelheart is there's rumors her real name might be Helena, which would explain her name being Troy. She's trying to claim she's a great beauty like Helena of Troy.
I mean, is she?
Elmanos, what you know is that stuff, plus Bayou Slim's real name was Achilles.
Oh God.
Gross.
He was named Achilles Paris. So you understand why he went by Bayou Slim.
Yeah, yeah. Mixed metaphor, but yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I see the logic.
But that's about all you know besides she is a solo.
It's a shame he doesn't have a husband, because then his husband could have been named Patrocles.
How do you know he didn't have a husband?
True, he
Fair.
could have another partner.
It's hard to survive in this dystopic world without multiple incomes. That's all I'm saying.
Even if you are considered the number 12 best solo in the world.
All that cyber is expensive.
Especially all
And
the moon mods he
We haven't
went.
even gotten into the childcare side of things.
He went through at least $500,000 in gene modifications.
Yeah, easily.
Cause damn, that shit's expensive. $50,000 for a +1 to a stat. In any case, we're now at a point where I think it's a good point to go ahead and stop. I will go ahead and be moving the car along to San Antonio, where you will meet up with the Steel Wheels.
Sounds good.
Next session.
How much IP do we get?
I think this was actually a pretty good role play session. We'll go ahead and say 45 each.
You know, I thought it was going to be 45. That's interesting that you picked the number that I thought in my head.
Yeah, I had 3 separate numbers bounce around in there. The first one was 65, and I was like, no, that you don't do 65 for a pure role play session that we missed like part of.
Dude, you can't even drive 55, 65. All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
Hey guys, thank you for watching as a live stream, as a recorded stream. Check us out. Check out all our games. Check out on the Dead Unicorn channel, the main channel. I'm dropping a video this week coming up. It's gonna be awesome, and I'll see you all there. From Tarek, Sasha, James, Lady Valkyrie.